Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Gatehouse Theatre Podcast. My name's Keith Harrison, I'm the marketing manager.
And I'm Lou Broom, I'm the visitor services manager.
And we're bringing you this live from the Costa del Stafford. Look at this, the sun's out, it's May, the sun is shining, everything's going well in the world, and we're here at the Gatehouse Theatre. So because it's so hot, we've come to the hottest room in the building.
It is hot.
I don't know why we've done this.
No,
well, I do know why.
You do know why.
Because every other room is taken. Because during the day, the gatehouse, it's not just in the night, the gatehouse gets really busy during the day. So here we are up in the Copeland room.
Yep.
And it's a beautiful room. You can see, you can't see, but if you look around, you can see the original wrought iron sort of girders that keep the whole building up. It's a fantastic space to be in. It's a fantastic light, but it's very hot. So here we are again, May.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Who knew?
Who knew? Well, me really, because April tends to follow May. So that's the way it works, Lou. Yeah. Anyway, so here we are. And because it's feeling a bit summery, it's a good time to talk about our summer school.
Oh, yeah.
Now, our summer school project this year, it starts on August the 4th, and with 2 performances on the 22nd and 23rd of August. It is Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
What a great show.
Well, I'm relying on you to tell me about a great show, because this is the sort of musical theatre version. Yeah. So what do you know about it? I've
seen it several times because I've had a couple of friends that have been in it. So it's such a good show. The songs are great. There's songs about sweets. There's songs about... there's usually one with like sticks and canes. They do a big dance routine. The car have some variation. It's just a really, really lovely, fun, uplifting show.
Is it the same songs as are in the film?
Pretty much. There's a few extras, but yeah, all the ones that are in the film are in it.
And
Truly Scrumptious. That's
it. Chitty, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Toot Sweet.
Toot Sweet, yeah. And so, is the Child Snatcher in it?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And is he still scary?
Really scary. I've seen it with H from Steps, who was...
No,
he was
name
frightening.
drop.
He was frightening.
Oh, I thought you meant you were sitting with H from Steps.
He was the child catcher.
Oh, he was in it?
Yeah.
He would be scary.
No, he was really frightening. And because the way they do like all the makeup and everything, they're quite...
Who else? Was Brian Connelly not doing it one time? Yeah.
He did it, I think, in the West End when it first opened.
Who else?
Gary Wilmot, I've seen him in it.
Gary Wilmot, yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah.
Sound like a name drop here. Kevin Kennedy,
Curly Watts off Coronation Street.
A really good friend of mine, and he was great in it.
I'm saying nothing. Well, I'll tell you what, this is a great thing to do, though, isn't it? If you're a child or you've got a child and you're thinking about going into stage or you've never really done it, this is a brilliant first step. Because I remember years ago, my kids did this because my daughter had never been on stage and she really wanted to sort of take it. And this was the first thing she did. And I think the confidence they got from it was huge.
Yeah, it's so good. And they get to kind of experience how it all works so they're here for about a month, I think, aren't they? So they do all the rehearsals in either up here or in the Met, and then they're on our main stage. But they see how it's done from a technical rehearsal, what goes into it with the set build. So there's kind of all the elements of putting a show on. It's not just performing. Like we get other schools that come in and they'll bring their show, perform, then they'll leave. But this is from the very beginning of, this is talk through the script. It's like a whole show and a whole concept from start to finish. And not everyone gets to experience that. So especially as a kid, and something to do over the summer holidays, I think is great.
Yeah, and it's all been directed by top West End professionals, people who've been on TV. Mark Chatterton is the director again this year. Mark, you'll have seen him in loads of things on TV. He popped up in All Creatures Great and Small. Did he tell you this?
Yeah.
He was in All Creatures Great and Small. He was the vicar who sort of married the main characters in All Creatures Great and Small. So there's people who really know what they're doing. They've got bags of West End and TV and film experience. So it's a chance to sort of learn from the best and just give it a go. There's no great pressure to it. But I think it's fantastic when you come in on the first day and they haven't really everybody's a bit nervous and quiet, and you see the transformation within a couple of weeks, and then see the performances that the kids put on. Last year, obviously, it was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which was superb. It was so busy, we had to put on an extra performance, if you remember, because there were so many people wanting to come and see it. 2,000 people came to see it over 3 nights, and it was amazing. Just
and
fantastic.
It's a really good price as well for the ticket.
It is. Now, last year, the tickets were free, but you know what? We had people coming to the box office trying to give us money for it because it was so good. So this year, we're going with what we call a nominal charge of £5 a ticket. The tickets will be on sale soon, if they're not on sale already by the time this comes out. I'm looking at Adam there to do the editing. And yeah, so you come along. It'd be a great night out. I mean, you could come, mum, dad, grandma, granddad, you know, everybody in the family for less than 30 quid to see a brilliant West End show put together by local kids in Stafford.
And kids of all ages as well.
Kids of all ages, yeah. You've got to be from the age of, I think, 9 to 18 to take part. If you're interested or you know somebody who might be interested, all the details are on our website, gatehousetheatre.co.uk. Look under the top menu and there it is, Summer School 25. Chitty, chitty, bang, bang. It's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of youth theatre, we've got our own youth theatre, haven't we?
Yeah.
They did Carrie the other week.
So good.
That was brilliant, wasn't it? I mean, imagine doing Carrie the musical.
Yeah.
So it wasn't quite like the film. If you've seen the film, obviously it's slightly different, but it was the stage production and the production quality was incredible.
Yeah, the way the soundtrack they'd got to it, the musical numbers were amazing. The lights, it just was so cool and atmospheric, and the kids were so talented. The girl that played Carrie was phenomenal.
I was going to say, I kept looking at the pictures of this poor girl who played Carrie. You kept getting sort of drenched in blood.
Yeah.
But she was amazing.
She's 13.
Wow.
So she's got such a bright future ahead with performing. She was brilliant. I mean, they were all brilliant as an ensemble as well. But everybody came out raving about how good it was, as they should.
Yeah. Well, they've got their next show, Beauty and the Beast, coming up on May the 16th, 17th. So if you came to see the Panto a couple of years ago, Beauty and the Beast, you kind of know the story, but this is a brilliant youth theatre version of it. Again, we've seen some of the rehearsals.
It's the Disney version. And
it's the Disney version, so it's Be Our Guest.
Yep.
What else is in it? You know these songs. I know Be Our...
The Be Our Guest. Then there's Taylor's Oldest Time. What's that one? I can't even think what they're called.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sing it.
This is another one my kids have done at school.
Which, why can't I think what it's
You
called?
don't have to sing it.
No, I'm not going to. No one needs to hear that. There's just... I've seen it... It's my favourite Disney film, and I've seen it on stage several times because one of the venues I worked in, we had it for a month.
Did you go with 8 from Steps?
No, I did not.
Who was in it this time? Curly Watts?
Sam Bailey.
Sam Bailey?
Yeah.
Oh, I love him.
She played Mrs. Potts. She was great.
Yeah, we know Sam Bailey. Sam, if you're watching, hope you're well. Sam Bailey. She was in Eurovision.
Yeah.
She was on BGT, wasn't she?
X Factor.
X Factor, same.
She was an ex-prison warden on X Factor, yeah.
That's it.
She has got the most amazing voice, and she was a brilliant Mrs. Potts.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Good.
We'll have some, the songs in it, just the show itself. It's always Disney, isn't it? It's always going to be great.
Yeah, and it is the proper Disney version. So, like I said, they've got all the songs in there. That's in the Met. It's not many tickets left for it, already, because Carrie sold out. A lot of these youth theatre shows down in the Met, they sell out really quickly. So if you get a chance, book your tickets early and come along and see, because they really are great value, but they're also great shows as well. So, it's a win-win. That's on May the 16th, 17th, down in the Met. The big show, though, and it's coming like a train at us, isn't it? I was in a meeting the other day and somebody said, we've got a bit of time yet before it opens. Hamlet is less than
Next
8
month.
weeks away. So here it comes.
Yep.
Stafford Shakespeare. Wow. And a bit of a secret, as we're speaking, the bosses, the creative geniuses behind it are downstairs in a room a lot cooler than this one, having a meeting about it now, talking about each scene, walking through it, looking through all the props, all the set designs, everything they need to do, the light and the music. It's going to be incredible. So later on, we're going to be talking to a couple of the key people in that, so bear with. But Lou, what are you looking forward to most for this year's Hamlet?
Oh, there's a question. All of it. I just think the cast seemed really lovely. We had a kind of a meet and greet day a couple of weeks ago. They all came in and had coffee with them all, and then talked a bit about the show. And they just seem really friendly and a really nice bunch. They're all really excited to come and work with us. So just the ensemble of it all. I love Hamlet anyway. It's one of my favourite Shakespeare plays. So I think that would be great. It's nice for us. We do some extra theming on the bars. Front of house gets a bit more theming. It's nice to have something for like a slightly longer period rather than, because we get a lot of great one-night shows, but it's nice to have something that's here a bit longer, and it's ours as well. So I think it's quite important. We do our lovely Shakespeare packages for So instead of our VIP packages, we do a Shakespeare package, which is like an afternoon tea. So there's Prosecco, you can have it with tea, coffee, some nice little cakes and sandwiches. So you can book those on the website.
And the beauty of it, when they came in, Benedict Shaw, who plays Hamlet, he's the guy whose face is all over town. He's from Stafford. He grew up in Rowley Park. Here he is. And he's from Stafford. He grew up in Rowley Park, went to Blesso's.
And came to our youth theatre.
He started off in the Gatehouse Youth Theatre. So there's another one. He's done that. And then he's gone on. He's been in TV. He's been in all sorts of big shows. He's got a great career. But at the moment, he's living up near Stoke. And he said when he drives into Stafford, he said he can't believe it, that here's his face.
Everywhere.
He said everywhere, on the street signs, on video screens, at the theatre, posters, everywhere he looks, he says, I see my face. And he said it's a really weird feeling, but it's a great guy to have. And what I love about that is that he's from Stafford. Yeah. So we've got that sort of core of Stafford people in it this year. And I think that's really important to sort of keep that Stafford connection.
Kind of local, aren't they? And we've got Lucid Sparks, they're all local.
They're all local. There's 3 or 4 key people. And of course, a lot of people behind the scenes. Barry, who does the lighting's a local guy from Horton.
Richard.
So Richard's local. Everybody's sort of, from around the area. And I think you can really feel that they understand the history of the Stafford Shakespeare from, years back at the castle to here at the Gatehouse now. I think you can really feel how important it is and how thrilled everybody is to be taking part. So that's really good. We'll be talking to Richard Cheshire, the director, and Patrick Connellan, the set designer, later on.
The set looks like it's going to be awesome.
I was just going to say the set looks incredible and so clever. Hamlet's one of those shows, isn't it, where you can do amazing things with it because it's got the battlements, it's got the grave, it's got the banquet. There are so many things that you can sort of play with as a designer. And I think he's absolutely nailed it. And
there's some clever concepts and ideas to go with it as well.
We can't give too much away, but the excitement, and the people here, we're just a humble hack who works behind the scenes.
Hardly.
Who works behind the scenes. I hear these things and I go, wow, that's going to be incredible. That's going to look amazing. So we're really excited for this. And again, ticket sales are flying out. I've got to tell you, we are 600 up on last year's total already. Of where we were this time last year. So people are loving it, I think. I think it's a good title. I think people are excited for the concept, the directors.
And we've got some schools coming as well.
Great that we've got schools coming. We do have, I think one of the schools' performances is virtually full. We've got another one that's got a bit of availability. So if you are a teacher and you want to give your children, their pupils, a first taste of theatre, because I think, Shakespeare, you've got to come and see it live, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got some primary school year 6s coming, haven't we? And then some high schools that are doing their GCSEs or A-levels with Hamlet. But even if you're not studying it, I think it's still cool to get to come and watch. It's a nice trip out as well, especially if any of the local schools want to come. Yeah. It's great. Yeah.
Well, it's an understanding of it, isn't it? Because otherwise it's just words on a page. But when you see it taking place, then it becomes something far more interesting.
It's probably easier to understand when you're watching it as opposed to reading, because it's a lot I've studied it at school and it's a lot to get your head around, but watching it just, I don't know, it hits differently. I think you understand it better.
Yeah, me too. I could never follow it at school, but as soon as I saw it live, it was like, wow.
Yeah.
And I think that would be the same for a lot of young people. So teachers, if you're out there, you're looking for an end of term treat for the kids this year, give us a call. We do group rates. We can help with the transport and we'll help along. Yeah, so it'd be great. So what else is going on, Lou?
What else?
Tell me about coffee.
Oh, so we've got our lovely coffee shop, as I'm sure you're all aware by now. We're trying to be a bit more environmental with some of our waste. So the coffee grounds that come through our machine, we now bag up, and there's a little bucket by the side of the coffee shop. So you can just help yourself. There's no charge for them. And they're really, really good for plants. And you sprinkle them on as part of your compost. They're really, really good at keeping slugs away. And Charlotte, our wonderful Charlotte, who looks after our youth theatre, she swears by this. She's got like lovely plants and fruit and veg, and it grows because she puts coffee grounds in, keeps all the slugs away from them.
That's interesting, isn't it?
But it saves, rather than them just getting kind of, when you clean at the end of every night, rather than just binning them, we're saving them up and keeping them, and then people can just take them and sprinkle them over their like their compost and their soil. I'm not a gardener, by the way. Everything I touch dies. But everyone else I know uses the coffee grounds and says how great they are.
Does it help your plants in the morning? Does it help them wake up in the morning?
Probably, yeah.
They go. And we're giving these away free, aren't
Yeah.
we? Wow.
There's a little box on the little stand next to coffee shop. You'll see it. There's a little sign that explains a bit more about it, and then they're just in there to just help yourself.
And we're still doing the book swap as well, aren't we?
Yep, that's still in box office. We've had a few people drop some newer books off, so there's a few more in there now.
Yeah, well, that's good. So come in. The coffee shop is open.
10 till 2, Monday to Friday.
I did know that, but I just thought I'd let you say.
And the doggies.
Oh, the doggies. Yeah, we've got a sign on the window now just because people didn't realise. Tell
We
us about
are
this.
dog friendly. I'm also obsessed with dogs. So if you bring your dog, I will be there giving it a fuss. But we've got a water bowl. We've got some little treats. If they want to have like a little pup cup or something, we can make that up for you. But we just want loads of dogs. Me and Laura, who runs our cafe amazingly well, we love dogs. So
You always know when the dog's in because people are all going, oh, a dog's in. Oh, let's come see the dog.
It's so exciting though.
It is.
Dogs are the best. They make every day better. They're
do.
just fun. I do have a dog as well. Like, he's the best. But they're just nice to be around. They just make your day better.
Well, here's a show for you then later this year. We've got a show coming on, The Psychology of Dogs, which is genuinely a dog psychologist, right, who's going to come in. And that is the show. It's entertaining, but it's also informative.
But can I bring my dog?
Yeah, of course you can, I think.
Do we need to check that?
We need to check that. We need to check if you can bring your dog. But it's about the psychology, telling you what dogs are thinking during the day when you leave, what goes on.
If they talk about when you leave the dog on their own, I can't cope.
So you want to set up one of the little cameras and you can follow it and see what happens when they go out. When you go out.
To be fair, my parents look after Elvis when I'm at work, so he's never on his own.
They look after Elvis.
That's my dog.
Oh, right. Sorry. I thought you meant he's back from the dead. That's where he's been hanging out. He ain't nothing but a hound dog around at your mum and dad's house.
Please stop.
Oh. Anyway, so the other thing we're doing at the moment, which is taking up a lot of my time, is the new Gatehouse Theatre brochure. And this is going to list all the shows that we've got on from July through to the end of the year.
Panto.
Sleeping Beauty. It's going to be amazing. Tickets already selling out for that as well, by the way. So yeah, jump in for that one as quick as you can. But yeah, the brochure's taking shape. So we've been looking at a few design concepts in the last couple of days and getting the thumbs up or the thumbs down from the people that matter. Lou?
Hardly.
But one of the things that was in there, we can do advertising space for people, businesses around the town. We've got some businesses that have already taken it up, local pubs, bars, restaurants, things like that. So if you want to drop an advert into the Gatehouse Theatre brochure, it goes out, 12,000 of them are published. They go out around to 8,000 subscribers, and the other 4,000 disappear like gold dust out of the theatre. There's leisure centre, high house, civic centre, all around the town. If you want to get involved in that, just give us a shout at the Gatehouse and take it from there. The other thing I'm doing is the Hamlet programme. And so the same again, really, we've got a couple of local businesses in taking place in that. There's going to be about 5,000 people coming along to this. And I think it's a great opportunity for people to talk about, their businesses and just support and just get involved. So yeah, drop us a line if you're interested in that. The brochure will be out at the start of July. And if you don't get one through the post, if you go on our website and subscribe, we see them there, subscribe to our newsletter, you'll get a newsletter that comes out, you'll get early access to some of the shows, loads of show information, and 1 or 2 ticket offers as well. So it's worth doing just for the sake of putting your email address in. I think it's a good deal, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's good.
Definitely.
We do have a lot of the subscribers. We have 38,000 subscribers, but we're always looking for more. So yeah.
Almost as many as listen to our pod.
The podcast's going very well, actually. It's going very well. Hi, Mum.
Yeah. Hi, friends.
Yeah, hi, hello, friends and family.
I get feedback from my friends every month as to how it was.
Do you?
Every time, yeah.
I get feedback from randomers, and that's a good thing as well, because they it's a good thing. It means that other people are listening to it, and we get questions.
Yes.
So we've got more questions. We'll come to the questions at the end. So people out there are listening to it.
Thanks.
Personally, I prefer it if they listened to it than watched it.
Yeah, me too.
Because they wouldn't have to see us then.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Sweating up here in the Copeland room.
Yeah, I prefer the less natural light that we normally use.
Yeah, the darker the better.
The darker the better.
Yeah. So, what's coming up? Do you want to talk through some shows? May, because we're into May now.
I know we've got Lee Mead at the end of the month, which I'm very excited for.
Lee Mead. I keep telling you this. It's like Motherland.
He's brilliant. I saw him in Wicked and he was amazing.
Oh.
And I'm very, very excited for him to be here. He's got the most gorgeous voice.
He's a gorgeous man. He's very handsome, isn't he?
He's very handsome.
Yeah. Lee Mead, The Best of Me.
Yep.
I think he's on May the 31st.
It's the last Saturday of the month.
The last Saturday of the month. I'm pretty sure, that might be the last night of his tour as well. I could be wrong. So again, last night of the tour, artists tend to sort of go big and do special things. So if you fancy come along to see Lee Mead, rattle off some of the shows he's been in, Lou,
thank you.
Good job.
Well, he's been in Wicked. He's obviously well known for being in Joseph. He does a lot of his own ones now, and he's off away a lot on the cruises singing. I don't know what else he's been.
He's massive in musicals, isn't he? A massive West End star. And speaking of musicals,
he was in Sister Act recently.
Sister Act, yes, yeah. God, he's done everything, hasn't he? Wow. And here he is at the gate. That's what I love about the Gatehouse. You get these stars who you'd go down to London and you'd be paying what's the ticket?
Well,
70, 80 pounds.
Yeah.
And you come see him at the Gatehouse for half the price because we're up in the provinces. But the shows are just as
really good.
Because they keep the production values high. And when they go on tour, these boys, Lee Mead and co, they are fantastic.
Yeah.
So, Lee Mead, The Best of Me. But speaking of musicals, have you ever seen Evita?
Yes, more than once.
What's your favourite song from it?
I couldn't tell you which one it is. But...
Well, it's got to be "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina."
No. There's one that the guy sings that I saw, David Essex.
Oh yeah.
And my friend, I've seen it amateur. My friend played the main guy. I can't remember his name. It's been a while since I've seen it, and that was my favourite one. But it's a really beautiful musical.
Yeah, it's superb. Anyway.
That's in a couple of weeks, isn't it?
Musical Theatre Stafford are putting it on from May the 7th.
Michelle, who's playing Evita, is amazing as well. I used to work with her. She's got the most gorgeous voice.
She is.
She's Evita and she'll be amazing.
She looks the part, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does.
I've seen all the publicity pictures, and the publicity pictures, the videos, everything is amazing. They always do a really good show, MTS. So that, again, Stafford people.
Yeah.
Stafford people are the best. What can I say? Where are you from?
You know where I'm from. I'm from Cannock. Every time.
So I mean, Stafford people are the best.
Up the knock.
Yeah, well. Evita, on May the 7th to the 10th, I think that's going to be a fantastic show. And they always do good shows, so we're looking forward to that. The same night on May the 7th as well, Andrew Lawrence is back.
Yeah.
Still on the Naughty
Step. Last time, wasn't it?
He sold out last month,
Yeah.
and he's back already because there was so many people trying to get tickets. He's got another date. I think there's only about 10 tickets left for this one as well in the Met. But he's a very funny guy and very sort of outspoken.
Really nice as well.
He's a really,
lovely.
and you often find that, don't you? People who are sort of like, he's a real sort of fire breather on stage. And then you meet him off stage and he was nice as pie. Sean Ryder apparently was nice as pie last week.
Yeah, I worked that show. It was great.
Yeah. Again, you would expect it, wouldn't you? Now, Lou,
Yes.
do you know the fastest growing genre of music in the UK?
Not a clue.
You wouldn't believe this. It's country music.
Oh, God.
No, don't say that. I love a bit of country music.
No.
Do you not watch Yellowstone?
No.
Oh, wow. It's superb and the soundtrack is amazing. And I think it's been a real rebirth for country music in the last...
cup of tea.
No?
I like a bit of Dolly.
Well, yeah, there you go. Dolly, yeah. A bit of Glenn
But
Campbell.
on occasion, I wouldn't say I'm an avid fan.
No, honestly, I love country music. Anyway, we've got a show on.
Surprise me.
We've got a show on May the 16th, Made in Tennessee, and it's all across the decade. So from the old classics right up to the modern country music. So if you like country music, I think that's going to be a fantastic night. The day after, again, I love these guys. It takes me right back to my childhood when they were super cool. Shawaddy Waddy.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
Shawaddy Waddy, Under the Moon of Love. Yeah, fantastic. So they're on May the 17th. I think they're going to be, they just put on a brilliant show as well. They really are good. Opera Boys, Night at the Musicals. Have you seen them?
Yep, they're great.
They're amazing.
Yeah.
So again, another great show. That they're singing, the production quality on that, everything about it is fantastic. And then we do the Stafford Film Theatre, and a lot of people don't realise that you can come and see films at the Gatehouse. The Stafford Film Theatre puts on shows every couple of weeks.
Nearly every Tuesday.
Nearly every Tuesday, isn't it, really? They do when they get their season. They do a brilliant season ticket deal as well, whereby you can get the films for, even lower than they are in the box office.
Cinema,
Yeah. Well, it's all cheaper than the cinema. They've got Conclave on May the 20th, which is the film about starring Ray Fiennes, about the papal elections and things like that go on. Very dark, very, very award-winning film. You're looking blank at me. You've never heard of Conclave? This has been a massive film.
But if it's not a musical or a chick flick, I'm not going to have seen it.
Wow. I don't think it's a musical or a chick flick.
It's a no then.
And keeping up that mode, we've got The Makings of a Murderer 2 on the following night. So that's on May the 21st. And again, this is Colin Sutton, DCI Colin Sutton, who, a real-life detective. He was played by Martin Clunes on ITV in the thing when they captured Levi Belfield. He's done some amazing cases. He's a really fascinating guy. So he's talking about his career and some of the criminals that he's caught.
That's
going to be a fantastic thing. And finally, have you heard of a comedian called Jamali Maddox? No. I have, and he's brilliant. Trust me. He's got his new show, Aston, coming up on May the 21st in the Met, and he's a very, very funny guy. We love our comedy here, don't we? We have a really strong comedy audience, and I know a lot of people as well. The comedy audience we've got like to give people a chance.
Yeah.
And this guy...
Comedy in the Met sells out every time.
Yeah, I think people will have heard of this guy, and our comedy audience will come out. Again, there's not that many left for this guy. And then a couple of ones just to finish off. Bon Jovi Experience.
I love Bon Jovi. They're my absolute fave. They're really good as well.
Yeah, Bon Jovi Experience on May 22nd. Well, there's more good news for you because I know you've just professed your love for Dolly Parton.
Yes.
May the 24th.
We do have Dolly, don't we?
Dolly Forever.
Dolly Forever.
Dolly Forever, which is going to be a great show.
She's just going to keep going forever, so...
Yep.
It'll be a great little show.
Yeah, she does keep going, Don. She still keeps turning up on things, doesn't she?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to think how old she is now, Dolly Parton, but fair play to her. This isn't the Dolly Parton, by the way.
No.
Just to clarify, this isn't the Dolly Parton.
It's a very good tribute.
It's a brilliant sort of tribute to her, so that's all good. So earlier today, we caught up with Richard Cheshire, who was the director of this year's Stafford Shakespeare production Hamlet, and his designer, Patrick Connellan. Well, we're here with Richard Cheshire, the director of this year's Stafford Shakespeare production Hamlet. Richard, welcome to the Gatehouse again.
Thank you, Keith. Very excited to be here.
Good. And I know you've had a planning meeting today. Talk us through how preparations are going.
So we've been looking at the set and costume designs today, and it's going to be they really enhance the excitement of the journey of Hamlet through the story. And I think that's what's really... I've known this play for a long time. I've obviously read it many times, but it's such a gripping and thrilling story. It's about murder. It's about revenge. It's about regicide, the killing of a king. It's about Hamlet meeting the ghost of his father. And this is an angle that we've taken with Benedict, who's playing Hamlet. If anybody were today to meet a ghost of their dead father, who they've seen interred and buried, who talks to them and explains to them what happened, it alters their whole life view. And it begins to open up all the kind of philosophical and existential questions that Hamlet asks about what happens when we die. So we're making it very contemporary. I think the questions that it asks an audience to consider are very relevant today. And even with what's going on in the world at the moment, in the conflicts, the dreadful conflicts that there are, there's even relevance about people trying to take over lands that aren't theirs, etc., all for their own power, all for their own gain and their glorification. But I don't want to give too much away about it, but I think you really empathize with Hamlet's situation, especially as he has that wonderful opportunity, like most of Shakespeare's protagonists do, to just talk to the audience and explain his thinking through his famous soliloquies, obviously to be or not to be, etc. But it's a very you're very engaged and involved and connected, I think, through the way in which we're portraying the story.
And one of the key questions that we get asked is, what era is it set in? It's. I remember you saying recently that it's contemporary, but of course it was always contemporary when Shakespeare performed it.
We're not trying to make it gimmicky in any way, but I've just given it a contemporary resonance so that we're not playing it in doublets and hoses. We're sort of setting it now, but that means that means I just think it's easy for audiences to sort of identify with the characters if they're in contemporary military uniform or if they're in contemporary clothes. It kind of makes I think it easier, especially for young people, to identify with the situation. So it's funny when you say, because you know, people said to me, are we using mobile phones? No, we're not. We're not doing anything like that. We're not doing anything gimmicky. It will be a true telling of the story, but it will be an intense telling of that story, fast-paced action, and it hopefully will whiz by. So I don't want people to think that they're not going to see Hamlet when they come here. They will see the story of Hamlet told concisely and dramatically and excitingly.
And is there an overriding visual concept to the production?
Yes, the set allows which is continually moving, really takes us, sometimes we feel we're in Hamlet's mind, sometimes we feel that we're in an outside location, or is this an inside location? It's deliberately kept ambiguous so that it appeals to our imagination. But Denmark in this play has become an unweeded garden. Denmark in this play is like a prison to Hamlet, and the set moves as he feels more and more trapped and claustrophobic. So the set follows this; it moves so that he's really hemmed in, and at times.
And finally, Richard, this is your first time directing Stafford Shakespeare. How are you feeling?
I feel very privileged and very lucky to be directing this play. A secret I haven't told many people this, but I hadn't read Hamlet for about 20 years. So when I was asked to do this, it was that had its blessings in a way, because I was able to read it as the story. I didn't bring a lot of baggage and preconceptions to the piece, which meant that I felt, I saw the whole play after reading it again in a different light, and concentrated on this whole idea of Hamlet meeting the ghost of his father.
It sounds like it's going to be amazing. Richard, thank you for taking time out to join us.
Pleasure.
Much appreciated, and we really look forward to seeing the show.
Thank you.
And we're here with Patrick Connellan, who is the set and costume designer for this year's Stafford Shakespeare production of Hamlet. Patrick, welcome to the Gatehouse.
Thank you very much.
I think this is your first time working on a Stafford Shakespeare production, isn't it? Talk us through your overall design concept for Hamlet.
In many respects, it's played on the two big themes, which are death and words or books or ideas. I think I counted, I can't remember now, I think I counted something like 23 or 24 references to words or books in the script, but there are more references to death than words. And I think it starts from that idea that Hamlet himself is very interested in ideas, in philosophy, well-educated, grapples with new ideas. So therefore, the basic concept for the set is a library of books, except they're not quite books. They're kind of slabs of tomes that are representing ancient ideas, but they're dusty, almost as though the society he lives in doesn't read anymore, is not interested in ideas. Only he is interested in ideas. So I imagine him sitting in a library for days on end, looking through books, blowing the dust off them, and understanding more about humanity than anybody else.
And with it being Hamlet, there are several set pieces, aren't there? There's the battlements, there's the banquet, there's several set pieces. How do you go about incorporating all those into a design that flows through the story?
Okay, so, well, I think I should say, first of all, I mean, I don't think you literally need to have battlements or any of those kind of literal locations. I mean, after all, when Hamlet was done originally, it would be essentially a bare stage with a number of entrances. But our bookcases, as they move, they float across this landscape. They do then take up different formations that indicate interiors and exterior. What we were trying to get at was a kind of ambiguity between the interior and the exterior.
And you've been working on this for a while then. How long does it take from the initial sort of idea to the fruition and seeing the production?
A number of months. I suppose it's quite usual for the designer to have their very early conversations with the director. So in many respects, one of the exciting things about being a designer is you are setting the kind of conceptual or the interpretation of the piece quite early on with the director, which I find really exciting. So it could be months in advance, 4 months in advance, and then you might go off and work on other things, and you think about things, and you have conversations with the director, and with Richard Cheshire, it's a really good collaboration. So he has an idea, and then he contacts me, and I have an idea, and I contact him back. So it's a kind of sharing of ideas over quite a long period of time, and then testing them out. And I mostly work in model form. Some designers use more digital techniques, but I like the physical three-dimensional model. So I'll literally try out ideas in the model and then share them with the director and others as well.
I was going to say, so the sound and lighting directors must be pretty important as well.
Absolutely. I think the whole kind of team working together collaboratively. Unfortunately, in many situations, you don't get the whole team come together. But I have to say, here in Stafford, we have had, be fortuitous in the sense that we've all been able to come together quite early in the process to talk things through. So that's been really rewarding. I think it makes for a better production.
And finally, how excited are you to see the finished production when it's out, June 24th to July the 5th? Very excited.
The reason I'm really excited, apart from the obvious things like just be exciting to see what the audience's reaction is to it, but I think it's also, for me, a set design doesn't really work unless it's interacted with by the performance, both intellectually and physically. I don't design things just to sit there to look pretty. They need to be worked with, interacted with, and that's what I'm really looking forward to seeing, the whole thing coming together, essentially.
Brilliant. Thank you, Patrick. I'm looking forward to the show.
Me too. Thank you.
So there we are. I think that's going to be a fantastic show. I really do. Hamlet. It's on from June the 24th to July the 5th. Tickets are selling out. The first night is already sold out. And so if you're interested, get onto the website on gatehousetheatre.co.uk. Give the box office a call or just pop in. So here you go. One of my favourite sections, Lou.
Oh, thanks.
Questions from listeners and viewers. So here's the first question. This is from Dave from Doxy. I love that. Dave from Doxy. Happy days.
Hi, Dave.
So he says, is it true that the Gatehouse is the tourist information centre?
It is true.
It is true that the Gatehouse is tourist information. We've got bus timetables, we've got leaflets, we've got pamphlets, we've got maps. And also, if you've never tried it out, we've got a very fancy touch screen. Where you've had a go on this?
Yeah. It's just as you come in our main green door. It's just on the left-hand side, and it's a really big screen. But you can navigate through all the different bits of Stafford. Anything you can. There's like a Google search, so you can put in if you wanted to find out about the High House or the castle or more information of us. You just put it in and Google it, and it takes you through all the different pages. You can look up local walks, dog-friendly places. Anything like that, but it's really cool because you can do it all yourself on the screen. Or if you're not tech savvy, go to box office because they know a lot of stuff from Stafford and they can print the bus timetables and they'll look after you as well.
Yeah, you can book hotels and everything, then, can't you? If you're new to Stafford, basically just come to the Gatehouse, or if you're just from Stafford and a beautiful day like today, what can we do? Where can we go? Pop into the Gatehouse. You'd be amazed at the information that we've got. And the box office staff as well. They're all Stafford people. So they know the town like the back of their hand and they can always sort of give you a steer as to where things are. You'd be amazed how many people come in. You'd be amazed how many tourists Stafford gets, really. It's a good thing. So yes, Dave, hope that answers your question. A financial question from Melanie from, I can't quite read that. I think it might be your town, Cannock. So she says, who sets the ticket prices? This sounds like somebody from Cannock. Who sets the ticket prices at the Gatehouse?
Well, that is actually, people think it's us. It isn't. That is the visiting company. So whoever the production company is that brings the show, they will decide on what prices they want to put the tickets at, and then we sell it on their behalf.
Yeah, so occasionally they will do a ticket offer or something like that, and people sort of ring the gatehouse, but we don't set the prices. They basically rent the building and our services and everything that we do. So it all comes to them really to set the ticket prices. And I think sometimes the bigger the show, the bigger the price, isn't it? Yeah, if you've got a show and there are sort of 10 people on stage, then it's probably going to be more expensive than if it's. This is why sometimes bigger names, but if it's stand-up comedians, they will turn up in a car 20 minutes before, with maybe on their own sometimes. Andrew Lauren just came on his own, God bless him. And and they just turn up. You'd be amazed how smooth they are and how they just get on stage, do it. Brilliant. I think it must be an amazing thing to do. So that's who sets the prices, the acts that come into the theatre. So another question, Seb from Wildwood up here at the top end, lovely part of Stafford. How long does it take to set up shows? I think he means on stage.
Well, it depends on the show, because like if it is a solo singer or a comedian, then like you say, they can come in, just set it up themselves. It doesn't take very long. Just some nice lights and check the sound. But if it's a big band, they take a lot longer because they've got to set all their equipment up, put all the risers in. Then some of them will bring their own lights, so all the bars have got to come in. They've all got to be hung up, lifted back out. So I think it's depending on the size of the show. Would very much depend. So it can take some of them. They usually arrive at kind of lunchtime.
Yeah. And it's interesting about the timings, isn't it? Because there's technical phrases for this. And one of them is they'll ask, what's the get-in time? Which is a technical term for what time can they get in? Yeah. And they'll say, what's the get-out time? And the get-out time is, what time do they have to be out by? And that's what it is. They work between those two times, really, when they get in and when they get out. Because if they stay too long after the show, then they start getting billed more, and they don't like that, do they? So you will see them; they're pretty quick, sharp. But when they get in their equipment down,
get out quicker.
They get out quick after the show because they don't want to be charged more by the gatehouse.
And our techies are amazing in getting it all in, getting it set up, packing it all down with them. They're brilliant at the speed that they can work at, and how great they are at reacting and working with them to get it all in and out. They're amazing
because they want to go home too.
Yep.
And finally, final question for Marjorie from Seiford. Does the gatehouse make a profit? Well, it's interesting. We can't go into details, Marjorie. Can't go into details, but it's doing very well. Yeah. I would say yes. The answer to your question is yes. The gatehouse is making a profit year on year and doing very well as theatres go. I think we book the trend because a lot of theatres are struggling up and down the country, aren't they? But we do very well. So, yes, we have made a profit in the past year. Things are going well. And you can tell that from the place and the buzz around the venue.
How many visitors we get.
How many visitors we get, how many people come through the doors. I think we had a figure of 170,000 that Gary, the manager, told the staff the other day. So in the past 12 months up to the end of March, 170,000 visitors. So that's amazing, really. When you think that the pantomime itself brings in nearly 20,000. Shakespeare brings in sort of 4,000 or 5,000. And then we've got some massive shows as well throughout the year. You've got your Jason Manfords. The summer school last year did 2,000, didn't it? So it soon adds up. And so we're doing very well. So that's it. Have you got any questions?
No.
Oh, brilliant. Excellent. That's all good then. Well, thanks very much to the lovely Lou.
Thank you to you as well.
Say hello to Elvis for us.
Oh, I will.
And thanks to you for sticking with us and joining us again. And we'll see you again next month.
Thank you. Bye-bye.